Hi everyone, this is Judy at Peanut Book Company. I'm here today to give you a flip through of my latest book, and I'm calling it Four Seasons Journal. I was inspired by my love of all the seasons. I've actually made some artwork in the past. Maybe one day I'll do a video on the large pieces of art that I used to do made out of junk jewelry. And I was looking at one of those pieces not too long ago, and it was dedicated to the Four Seasons. And so I decided I would do a book. I was also inspired by this book that I had found called The Seasons by Lewis Lawrence. And this book was just so lovely. I've already taken it apart, and it's not in any particular order, but there were pictures and drawings and poems and scriptures, all talking about the seasons of life and seasons of the years. And I just thought it was such a gorgeous book. So I used a good bit of some of the stuff from the book. I'm actually going to repurpose this book and use more of these pages eventually. So with this journal, it's going to be coming to you in a handmade drawstring bag that I probably made about 20 plus years ago. I used to make these things, these old-fashioned Victorian bags. So you basically get two gifts in one. The opening isn't super wide because the drawstring can't go too far out or it'll just flop open. So you can carefully just slide it down and get the book out. And so here's the cover. This book measures approximately 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I had a piece of paper with the stats on it and I left it upstairs. So I'll make sure I mention the exact size in the description. And it's about 1 3/4 inches wide. The spine was a little bit messed up on the outside, so I covered it with this thick, beautiful fabric. I frayed the edges, and I hand sewed it to the actual spine in a matching color. I have some metal corners. I wanted the cover of this journal to look rather kind of muted colors, nothing too bright, for a reason. Because when we start getting into the seasons, everything's going to come alive with colors and things of the seasons. So this is actually an interactive book cover. So as you can see, this is removable. You can actually use this as a bookmark, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Let's get into it. Oh, just to let you know, this book has some beautiful dangles on it. Tried to represent either a color or item of the season, and the tabs have things also that go with the season. And just to let you know, I do have a hitching post on here with an elastic. I'm gonna send a couple of more elastics just in case. I don't think it's gonna break, but just in case. And as you can see, I've got a little groove in the middle here that you can easily put the elastic on there. And if the dangles get in the way, you just kind of dangle the book like this and close it up. But I did that. I designed that on purpose so that there was no obstructions. All right, so let's get into this book. Okay, so as we open it up, I like to make my own library cards, and you could easily write your name or whatever on here or on this little book plate there. I tried to use end papers that were reflective, that could be used in all the seasons and that kind of coordinated with the actual book cover. So the first section is spring, and we have a card in here that comes out in this pretty little window envelope, and it says spring. All the cards that I made for each season or napkins glued to a card. And you can actually journal on the back of it. So the intent is, let's say it's springtime and you're working in the spring section. What you will do is you'll take this card out, replace it with the cover card, and put this in the front. And voila, all through the spring season, you'll have this on the front. And I tried to coordinate the pattern of the cards to kind of go with the colors of the actual hardcover. And as you can see, that just stands out so nicely. Alrighty, so let's go back to spring, just so I don't lose anything. All right, I still have a little glue I've got to get off of here. I'll take care of that in just a little bit. You know how that is with little glue and little eraser pieces that can get stuck in the book sometimes. So this is the spring section, pretty little dangles. This is just a little tuck spot that came out of the original book. This came off the actual dust jacket. Some vintage typing paper, some vintage music paper. I tea-dyed tissue paper and glued it to this sheet of music paper, and now you can write on the tissue paper if you choose to do so. I fussy cut a pretty little butterfly for that side. There's 8 signatures, by the way, 2 for each season, and every signature has a piece of pretty fabric to kind of coordinate with that season, and one of my original photographs, which I'll show you in just a moment. So that's some pretty fabric that reminds me of spring. Tea-dyed paper, some journaling paper, cute little fussy cut bunny. Here's the tuck spot right there. I can't remember how I dyed the paper pink, but I did, and it's in here. Some old 5x7 index cards. So this is one of my first photographs. So I have this program on my computer that's probably 20 years old. And it had the coolest features where you could do different filters for your photos. And I was experimenting because I wanted an illustrated look for my actual photos. So this is a cross between the illustration filter and the watercolor filter. And I just love, love, love the way they came out. They just came out so beautiful. The actual photograph is gorgeous, but I just love the illustrated look. So that's the first one. I'm calling that one Pretty in Pink because I don't actually know the name of these flowers. And another journaling card on that side, and another tuck spot, and the back of the pretty fabric, some ledger paper, some more tissue on the music paper. This flips out. I fussy cut a little bird and just put him on the music page since they sing all the time, the Blue Jays do. Alrighty, and I included a package of daisy seeds. So it's too early to plant them now. So what you do is just put this in your refrigerator, and then next spring you will plant these seeds and you'll get some pretty daisies. So that's the end of the first signature. The second signature for each season is going to have a cutout from the season's book. And as you can see, this one is about spring. Just such beautiful colors and such. I love it. Little butterfly and a little dangle. There's a tiny little flower right there. Little bumblebee on the back. Here's a pocket right here. I took, some of the signatures have cutouts from magazines. When I see a beautiful page spread that covers the front and the back, I like to use them sometime. pretty purples. It just reminds me of spring. And more journaling paper. This has another piece of fabric that reminded me of springtime. More journaling paper. And this next photograph is the same filters, illustrated watercolor. And this is a hydrangea, and this is one of my actual photographs. I just love the way they turned out. Some more journaling paper. There's lots of writing room in this book, and there's also lots of room if you wanted to do your own page spreads and decorate any way you want. The back end of that magazine paper. And then we've got another tuck spot here. And then we'll move on to summer. Just to show you what summer looks like on the front cover. It goes so nicely with the theme of the cover of the book. I think it does. So, put that back in there. And this paper pad that I used a bunch of different paper pads, by the way, for the covers of each of the signatures. I just love the one with the lemons on it. Here's another little dangle that's got a pineapple and a little bright colored crystal bead. This has got another tuck spot, and that was taken from the actual book as well. And this is a page spread out of a botanical book, and it flips out, and there's a place to tuck something, and I fussy cut a cute little frog to put there. To me, when I was going through my fabrics, I just looked at the fabrics and what did they make me feel, and this one made me feel summerish, so that's why it's in the summer section. I got this out of a magazine. I just, when I think of summer, I think of corn, and this has the actual recipe for grilled chicken and corn with charred scallion lime butter. So you get an actual recipe with this. So some yellow dyed paper. And my photograph for this oh, and by the way, on the back of each photograph section, I have glued journaling paper so that that page wasn't wasted. Oh, this is one of my favorite photos that I've ever taken. This was at Santee State Park in South Carolina. These are cypress trees, and they grow in the swamp like this. And I had actually won an artist in residency contest for the state park system several years ago. And the deal was they gave me a cabin in the state park for free for a week. And all I did was spend all my time taking photographs. And I had to give them back something that I created while I was there for that week. So I gave them a huge print framed of this photo, and also I made a CD with music of a lot of the other photos that I took during my stay there. But that brings back some fond memories. Just the colors and the shadows. It's just so beautiful. Okay, let's carry on. The back side of the corn recipe. Beautiful fabric. And here's the other side. Fussy cut a little robin on that side. On the back of this one, I included, this came out of a 1980 cookbook. Oh my gosh, I love this cookbook so much. I bought one, I loved it. I started tearing it up and including it in different places. Then I realized how much I wanted one for myself. So I'm currently looking for another copy. This was out of a book called Good Housekeeping Illustrated Cookbook, 1980, and it was the Reader's Digest version. I don't know what the difference between the regular version and the Reader's Digest version, but it's just such a lovely book. And these are fruit pies, which lots of people have fruit pies in the summertime. There we go. And then the second section for summer. Am I in focus? Yeah. Okay. And I used a lot of bright colors for summertime. There's a little butterfly and a dangle. Here's another little pocket. This came out of a magazine. It was summertime, and the people that I read about on this page spread, they were hanging flowers to dry that they had harvested one summer. Some more fussy cutting of watermelon and other delicious food. This fabric reminded me of summer. I could just picture myself in a sleeveless dress made out of this fabric. I can sew, I can make simple things, but I can't make dresses, so the fabric was saved for other purposes. More journaling paper. Passion flower. Don't know if you guys have these in your area, but we have them like crazy here. They are the most beautiful flower. I just love them. This illustrated watercolor filter came out so good on that one. Let's carry on. And throughout the book, on some of the tea-dyed paper, I would put stamps of what I thought would go with that particular season. Some more fussy cut food. And this is the back side of that dried flower farm. And here's another pocket. And then we come to autumn, one of my favorite times of the year. So when we put that on the front cover, it looks like this. And I also did my best. I don't know about you guys, but I hate it when I can't get something inserted into a pocket. So I made it purposefully a little bit smaller so that it's very easy. There will be no fighting these cards. And all of them have journaling space on the back. Put some pretty lace on that one. This has some pretty beads. A lot of the beads and stuff that I've used on here is stuff I got out of my junk jewelry stash. I actually spent 4 hours yesterday morning going through all the different boxes of junk jewelry that I have. Most of it is sorted by colors, but then I still have a few bins that I got from my mom when she passed away that I still haven't gone through all of it yet. And all of her jewelry was costume jewelry, but I found some really cool things that way. But I had so much fun doing that, but I ran out of time. Some pretty, oh, this is the autumn slip pocket right there. And a little fussy cut of an owl. And a tuck spot there. Pretty fall. It says, autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Albert Camus. Isn't that gorgeous? And some pretty fabric. Apple picking in the fall. So that's why I have apples. More journaling space. These old invoices on the back of the photograph. Oh, look at those colors. I call this one Fall Bliss. More journaling space. Beautiful fabric. The back side of the magazine spread. I did include this because this is kind of near and dear to my heart. This is a tuck spot right here. It's a picture of the Pilgrims when they first came to America. I know that there's a lot of controversy, but I'm looking at the ones who genuinely came here looking for a better opportunity, and they actually befriended the Indians, the ones that did do that. my heritage, thanks to my grandmother's paperwork that she and I went through, we actually traced our lineage back to the Mayflower. And I actually found a couple of books that outlined a large portion of that family tree. And so, you know, Thanksgiving time and all that really means a lot to me these days. Here we go. Little fussy cut squirrel. Here's another tuck spot right there. Some more pretty paper. And this is the cutout from the book indicating autumn. Little safety pin with some beads on it and a pine cone. And I have another tuck spot there. Got a few more apples right there. And these songs that are in here came out of a hymnal that they would normally sing around Thanksgiving. Some more pretty fabric. Let's see. Oh, and the next photograph, my original photograph, is Autumn in the Mountains. I love going up to the Blue Ridge Mountains in the autumn, and the colors, you just can't even describe how vibrant all the colors are. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. It's the last time I've been up there. The Blue Ridge Mountains, that area is about 3 hours from my house, so it's not too bad. Some more pages from a fall magazine. Thanksgiving songs. Some more fussy cutting. Another pocket. And then we come to winter. So for me, when I think of winter, like a lot of people, the first thing I think of is the Christmas season. So I have 2 sections for winter. One is more about Christmas and one is more about just plain winter. So let's take, oops, sorry, wrong slide. So when you put this in the front, that looks really nice too. It really coordinates well and pops out because of the black frame. And I have to lift that just a little. There. Got some what looks like candy on here. Alrighty. Some Christmas stationery I found at a thrift store. This is a fussy cut of a cardinal. And this stationery came with envelopes. So I put a tuck spot on the front of this envelope and made a pocket right here. And I reinforced it with some clear washi tape. Well, it wasn't clear washi tape. It did have some shipping information on it, but it's the thickness of washi tape, because I could tell that that fold was getting weak. So now it is strong. And in the Christmas section, I have included something from another cookbook. I thought this was so cool. Apple pie in a goblet. And on the other side, pumpkin crunch cobbler. I figured anybody would enjoy making those 2 recipes. And something from a magazine page. One of my favorite fabrics. In fact, I'm almost out of this fabric. I bought this so long ago. The fall fabrics I think I purchased recently, but everything else I've had for a long time. But the Christmas fabrics I've had the longest. I just love that. Got some journaling space. And the first photo for Christmas or winter is these beautiful berries with the illustrated watercolor filter. Lots of journaling space. More fabric. More pictures from this magazine. This is a little tuck spot here, and I made this a while back I printed this image on vellum and made a little pouch, and it just looked really pretty there, so that's why it's in there. There you go. The other side of the stationery and envelope, and another pocket right here. And this section is more reflective of winter itself, with winter's colors. As you can see, it's got a beautiful photo. And a little dangle that has cooler colors. And on the inside of this one, I put one of the poems that was in the original book. And found these playing cards from Vail, Colorado. So I thought I'd put that in there. This is a fussy cut from a magazine, and from a book, and these people were sledding through the snow. And I just love that little dog right there. He's so cute. Journaling space. Pretty blues and whites. This is a pocket. A jumble crossword puzzle just for fun. Oops. This is a little tuck spot there. Beautiful. I love this stamp. I've been wanting to use this stamp for a long time. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a house and trees. These two were different stamps, but there's a little deer right there. Beautiful fabric. And the last photo in the book is an actual picture of my house about 6 years ago. We had a really good snow here. In South Carolina, it's very rare, but I live in a white house with black shutters, and then the snow was everywhere. It was just gorgeous, and I thought I would include that to indicate winter. Okay, I only have a couple of minutes left on this video. Oh, that's a better picture of the little deer in his shadow. And it's a tuck spot. And we have, oh, there's a pocket on this side. A wolf. And if you look behind the wolf, you'll see a little mole. And one of the pictures from the original book. The back page, this is a pocket as well. The back cover, I have a pocket made out of some Christmas ribbon. And then I have a picture of Peanut the cat, who is the reason I named my company Peanut Book Company, and a little bit about me. I'm including a pencil board. It's rather thin but sturdy enough where you can use it in the book to have a hard writing surface, and it has pages from the actual book. So there you go. That's my 4 Seasons journal. It comes with this gorgeous bag that you can reuse for other things. And I'm not going to show all this, but this bag is full of goodies that is coming with the journal that you can use to put in some of those pockets, or you can use it elsewhere in the book. This will be in my Etsy shop, and I'll post a notice on Instagram as well. So thank you for watching, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.